say your name, please?
Sure, my name's Joe Modafferi. I'm a project manager with JMC.
Can you spell Modafferi for me?
Modafferi.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm a stand-in tonight for the project manager, Rick Bolander, that I think you've seen here before. But we're here tonight for a application for two signs, of two wall-mounted signs. Subaru, I think you're all familiar with the site, is 6 Ramland Road. We submitted back in February. At the same time, we submitted to the zoning board of appeals as we needed a variance for the signage. The signage was 30 square foot is permitted. We were proposing 95 square feet, and the variance was approved on April 3rd. So now we're here to present the signs to you. We were previously in front of your board for two signs on the site. One sign on the southwest corner of the building, facade of the building, and one monument sign at the driveway. Tonight we're here for two more sets of signs. One centrally located on the south facade near the entry here, and another on the southeasterly portion of the site at the building. They are both wall mounted. You have a package from Philadelphia Sign, where the ones that are centrally located on the building are identified as signs number 3 and 4, and the signs on the southeasterly edge are number 1, 2, and 5. We can start with signs number 3 and 4, centrally located in the building. The photo here is the existing condition, and the photo here is showing the proposed signage of number 3 and 4. Signage number 3 is the Subaru logo. It is just a little over 6 feet wide by 3 feet tall, and then the Subaru illuminated lettering is a little over 7.5 feet tall, or wide by 1 inch tall.
1 inch?
I'm sorry, 1 foot.
Okay.
Sorry. This is just, this was submitted showing the detail of the sign, and then you also had a rendering of signs 1, 2, and 5. 1 and 2 are essentially the same signs as 3 and 4, except they're a little bit larger. The logo is 9 feet by roughly a little less than 4.5, and the Subaru text is a little over 11.5 feet by 1.5 feet tall. And then below that is an additional sign for the training center. So that signage is 11.75 feet long by 1 foot tall. The Subaru logo and text on this sign are the same size as the ones that you approved previously on this corner of the building here. So this sign and this sign will be the same. This sign here is a little bit smaller. And that is essentially the application. Happy to take any questions or.
Did you just review the lighting for the signs?
They are backlit. So there was a detail in the package, I do not have the section detail with me, but there was
Would it
a,
be this?
yes. Yes, so they are backlit.
Just like the ones that are there now, right?
Yeah, just, they're the same sign, same sign. Oh, as I said, the one here is the same sign, same size as the one here. The only difference between here and here is this one will now have training center under it. And this one here is the same sign, just a little small. Same thing.
Yeah, no, I just, we're just saying nothing is inventing the wheel, but it's
Yeah,
a duplication of your.
yeah, we're just identifying entries.
Right, exactly.
That's all.
Right, right, right.
Are there any other questions or In that case, I will make a motion to approve the signs. Oh, the public is here tonight. That's very nice. So I will open it to the public. Is there anyone in the public wishing to speak on the Subaru sign plan? All right, public portion is closed. And now I will make that motion to approve as presented the signs.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? You are approved.
Thank you very much, have a wonderful evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you, state your name and your relationship to the property, please?
I'm Keir Levesque, I'm the architect for the project at SMK West. Before we start, Mr. Keenan has pre-sold this property. And of course, the client wants to change the color of the building,
Of course.
always true. So I brought revised drawings.
Okay. And I have a quick question for you.
Sorry?
Look at the paperwork state. This application says 28, but we're here to review 26. So may I just,
Okay, you want a red pen?
no, it's all right. Sure, I'm sure we're going to do the same thing
When you make a motion, just make a note for the record. that
about the number change. Okay.
Everybody
Just
gets
an
one.
error.
Oh, yeah. Just a clerical mistake.
You didn't get these?
Yeah, thank you. I thought this was something new. I know what I said in my packet, that's not, that's what's in my packet.
Yes,
Because you don't have anything.
this is the colors that I
That's
changed.
what,
It might look like these do.
oh, I don't have any rendering.
You don't have a rendering?
Oh,
I thought we were thinking about that. This is the, color list.
This is what we're going to.
The two colors he changed was the roof and the, siding. Oh, you'll have to share.
Original application says the roof is in gray, and it's being changed to sterling gray.
Which looks like this.
No, is anything?
Sterling gray.
There you go.
And the roof is charcoal.
Well, that's the side, the roof is charcoal. Yeah,
This is the charcoal.
that's the charcoal. Okay.
Everything else is white. Windows are white, trim is white, porch is white. The front door is black. And the exterior lighting on the porch is recessed, so we don't have any lights on the inside of the door. But we do have a coach light that's gonna go above the garage and then at the sliding door at the back on the deck. Coach light. And that's gonna be black. And that's listed on this.
And the coach light is going where on the garage?
Above the garage door.
Above the garage.
Here, can you remind me what color the house is to the right that's being built right now?
Snow.
Snow.
yellow is a little beigey.
Okay.
It's not exactly white.
Can we see that stern gray again?
You wanna hold it? Take it apart. Rendering somewhere, you get to see the, you get to see that.
So the coach light is gonna be centered up here,
Yes.
here. This says carriage, so now it's not.
It's a different style.
Back slider, and coach light, and your front porch above.
It's recessed into the ceiling. So you won't see the white.
Right.
You guys want to still?
He's submitting that into the record?
These are the new colors?
Mention that there'll be a paver front walk.
It's depicted in there, and yes, favorite front wall. Landscape.
Is it part of that, or is it correct in that?
It's gonna be in the ground.
The front railings will be on the front and back stairs,
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
Are there any other questions from the board?
It looks nice.
Yeah.
But
Thanks.
is there a motion to approve with the change?
Hey, Charlie.
Oh, the public. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on this house? Yes.
I just have a question.
Ma'am, if you could
Come on forward to the microphone and give us your name and address, please.
I just have one question, and that is, okay, do you need information from me first?
Yes, please, we need to take that down.
Okay. My name
Yes.
is Agatha Lorenzo, and I live in Pearl River. Do you need the address?
Yes, please.
130 East Carroll Street. So I'm right below the school that's being built. I'm
We're
just,
talking about 26 Del Regno Court in Waldout.
so that was one of the questions I had, was what this meeting was about. Was it gonna be for the school that's on the corner
That
there?
will be coming along.
Oh, okay.
On the
What time
list.
is that?
I cannot answer that at this point in time,
Sorry.
but it's tonight.
Okay.
It's on the agenda, so. if
Could
you
I
wanna
ask
s-
a question now?
No, you can wait for that after.
Because okay, hopefully I'll still be here, because I have someone else at me. Thank you, sorry.
Is there anyone else from the public wishing to speak on this matter? Okay, seeing none and hearing none, the public portion is closed. Do I have a motion to, thank you, all those in favor?
Wait, Shirley, can you just have to state for the record the change in the color?
I'm sorry, I did not do that, I will say it out loud, but we have a list. Okay, so the motion to approve this plan includes color changes from the application. The siding will be Main Street Certainty Sterling Gray. The roofing will be GAF Timberline Architectural Shingles Charcoal. The windows will be Pella White. The trim porch railings and posts PVC composite in white. The front door composite is black. And exterior lighting will be coach lights at the sliding door and garage door color black. Recessed lights at the front porch. The paver front walk will be in the gray family. I think I have everything down now. So is that okay?
As presented with the changes that you just mentioned.
Okay, so we're gonna redo the motion to approve with these changes.
Yeah, you'd have to now withdraw the motion and then make the motion, so yes.
So, we withdraw the first motion, and we will make a second motion to approve with the changes presented tonight in colors.
I approve the change made tonight to tonight's changes.
I'll second.
Joe has seconded, all those in favor?
Okay, now.
Do we have a copy of this down there?
Yes, we do, thank you.
Okay. Okay, next, 39 South William Street. Okay. Please state your name and your relationship to the project.
My name is Andrew O'Hara, I'm the owner of the project, property. I'm proposing to build,
Can you speak up a little bit?
I'm proposing to build a two-story building. On the ground floor will be storage, and in the second floor would be office space. Where it will be for my own use construction. The building will be on the front elevation will be brick facade. We're thinking about going with this colour here.
And the name of that color is? Fort Heritage. Okay.
The side elevations and the back elevation will be split face block. This is the colour here, Mesa.
Mesa.
Yeah.
Buff.
Buff, yeah.
Okay.
Can you just repeat what the break facade is, the color of that? The break facade, the first color you said.
Fort Heritage.
Yeah, I'll give this back.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Windows will be a white Anderson 200 series window. Regular white windows.
Okay.
200 series Anderson window. And then shingles will be a charcoal, ox black,
What's the name of that again?
ox,
Onyx?
onyx black.
Onyx black.
Black.
Okay.
There will be three lights on the outside of the building, one over either door. There's two doors in the front, one on the rear. Will be mounted on top of the block or the brick. Exterior lighting.
And what style would they be?
It will just be very minimum, just around the light.
Round?
Yeah, around the light. I don't have a, I
Do
can,
they have a sample?
I don't have something, no.
Picture.
Don't have,
Something in your phone?
Yeah, that's one.
no, I don't actually, sorry. But I can get you a sample.
How do we handle that this evening? Gerard?
I'm sorry. It would be a, there would obviously be a condition that he show us pictures and that we receive those pictures.
No problem, I can get that to you tomorrow, sorry.
To the walls, and the signs attached to the wall.
There's no signs, it's only gonna be light, just a minimum light over the door for somebody
Oh, so
interested.
this would be up on the top.
Oh, yeah, right over the door on the
Okay.
facade.
Oh, so it's just a recessed light?
Yeah, no, it won't be recessed because it's brick, it's gonna be get you this after tomorrow, I get you paper.
Okay, that would be good. That's a condition
Yeah.
for approval.
You can make a determination based on the description, or you can, if you can pull it up on, you can Google it maybe, or something of that sort, something similar so they can see it. Otherwise, you may have to ask for a continuance.
If you could find it, that would be
Yeah.
helpful.
You're shining down.
Oh, there we go, that's just right, good.
You're shining down.
Pass that around.
Yeah, no problem.
That's
Roof is going to be black shingle. Well, I'm open that, whatever you want something different than another. You want to go with something like this?
That goes all the colors together.
Right. What's the color of the?
White.
Will this be painted? This area around the window judges?
No, that's all white, that's all big white. White
Oh,
on
And the door.
the door, yeah, would be white.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So basically, what I'm wondering, is that imagine all light, I would look down, all light in color, different, all lights in color,
Yes.
and roof is dark.
Roof is gonna be,
So everything below is shades of white.
shades of white, yeah.
And with the color.
I think that.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, whatever.
It's a rich look, it's
Yeah.
a rich color, but
It contrasts with these, but it
but
doesn't,
it's in the same
it
realm.
is in the same family, yeah.
Realm.
We are suggesting
No, that's the block, that's the block.
a
so
loose
the side elevation, right, this is the face of our.
This
The one you have,
black, on black.
okay?
And
Did I see that again?
No, that's actually, that's,
this is the front of,
Right,
which is very light, neutral, tan.
I like what he chose.
You like the
I
black?
actually love what he chose. That's why I just asked him, all the bottom is light, the top is gonna be dark. That's the way I would.
Yeah, but the other one's dark too, it's
I don't
not
It
like
is-
the speckles in it, I like the solid black.
But you won't see those speckles from the ground, and the brown
This is
blends
got
in with
browns.
these browns.
I don't like it, but
Well, everybody everybody has their own taste.
There you go.
So the decision goes to the owner.
Surely if you're going to give an option on the colors, just note the two options that the board.
Yes, that is true. We could give you the option, you don't have to make up your mind tonight.
Okay.
We could say that the roof shingles will be onyx black or teak.
Okay.
T is T-E-K, right?
T-E-A-K, yes.
Yeah, okay, so it's this one here. Or onyx.
No, not that one. The one above
Or
it,
the one more, okay.
not the red,
Okay, this one, yeah, T,
Yeah.
or the onyx for that. Okay,
okay?
lovely, thank you very much.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns about the discussion so far? Questions from the board?
Just before you're done, I'm gonna wanna see the, cause we didn't get all of the, renderings for like the break facade and, the windows and stuff like that, so we just wanted to make sure we get all the right, information from you.
So, you can keep that if you
Oh,
want.
thank you.
Yeah,
And what, this is,
it's on the back.
oh, okay. Nice color, and this is the facade?
That's the two side elevation and the back elevation.
Okay.
Sides and back, this is the front elevation. Brick is in front, that's block on the side, split face block.
And the name of the first one?
And then one little.
Yeah, number is a maker. This is made by Watson Bricks.
And, oh, for heritage, okay. For the, that's the,
Front
front.
elevation. Front of it.
And what?
Okay, any other questions from the board? Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak about the project at 39 South William Street in Galway? Seeing none and hearing none, the public portion is closed. So, we need to have a motion to approve the plans for 39 South William. With option on the roof, shingle of onyx black or teak, with this front being brick, and you have the name of the brick, right?
Yes,
Okay, and the sides being stone, mesa buff, and we did not discuss air conditioning units, I apologize.
Yes, so there'll be one air conditioning unit, it'll be in the rear yard.
Okay, and will you put any plantings around that to protect it,
I can, yes.
so that there'll be some noise protection for the sake of the
We can do some
neighbors?
screening off around it, yeah.
Maybe some little boxwoods,
Possibly, yeah, or maybe some trees or something, yeah, that would screen it off.
some kind of bushes
Okay,
would be good. Boxwoods always work,
okay, boxwood, no problem.
the animals seem to leave them alone.
Yeah.
I noticed here, there was some concern in one of the other boards, the planning board, about screening for the neighbor.
Well, there's gonna be a fence in the rear yard. So we've done a setback, we've done a variance that the rear yard is now only gonna be 15 feet.
Okay.
So we're keeping everything to the front of the building apart from the air conditioning unit. So basically the backyard will not be used for anything, there's only one door going out there, so it won't be used for any storage, that was a planning board, condition basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and we took public comment, so.
You also mentioned that there'll be some small landscaped area at the front of the building.
Right in front of the building, yes.
Would you be a little more more specific about the landscape?
So there will be some plants, some like skip laurels and some boxwood also again at the front.
Do you have an idea of
Maybe
how you're going to arrange that?
we will put skip laurel at the back and boxwoods to the road. It's not gonna be, it's not a big area really, it's just at the front really
Right.
where you drive into the building.
Okay.
So that must have gone on that, that would be something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that, would that be possible?
Yeah, you can get that,
That just, cause that's gonna be the last thing you do anyway, right?
Yeah, the very last thing.
And that becomes sort of like landscaping design
Yeah.
proposal for us, so that we
No
can.
problem. Well, really, what's going to be there is probably like 10 by 5, it's not,
It's fine, it's
it's not
just,
a big
That-
area.
that's
Most of
fine.
I
most-
understand, we
Yeah,
understand.
most of it is gone for car parking spaces.
Right, we just need to know what needs to be.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I will send it to them.
Okay. Alright, so you'll present that tomorrow?
No,
No?
No, I wouldn't better get it by
I don't
tomorrow.
think he's gonna have it by tomorrow.
Okay.
No, I was gonna present the lights, but I have given you the lights now.
Yes, you
Wait,
have to.
so are you not making a determination on the landscaping?
Right,
Because
I
then it's
am.
going to have to be a separate application and the applicant is going to have to come back unless he asks for a continuance and comes back to deal with whatever is in the application now.
I don't,
I know you don't wanna come back
I
here
don't,
now.
yeah, it's not across the track.
Could you do a little rendering for us right now?
Yeah. I know.
It's a simple building,
Yeah,
it's
right.
rectangular.
Yeah, that's the,
Have a small version of this one, no?
if you go to the last,
Thank you.
the last page of the time, you have the site.
The site plan, you want to put on the.
Yeah, site plan.
There we go.
Yeah.
So this, sorry,
If you go to the last page of this one,
okay. Hold on. This is the front of the building.
yeah, yeah.
You have a concept of where it's going to be on the front?
We're showing the site, there's a site plan.
No, sure, if there's nothing in the application on landscaping, he's going to have to come back.
Number 7, do you have landscaping? He says small landscape area at the front of the building.
So there you go, just right here.
Okay, so where do you want the skip laurels?
Along here, and then put some boxes.
Two skip laurels, you said? 1, 2.
And then probably 4 boxes along here.
Right here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll give you this.
And just note on the record, the specifics of what will be included in the small landscape.
I'm going to go back and try this motion one more time.
If you tell us some more about the fence that'll be in the back, what kind of fence it is and how high it'll be?
The fence will be 5 foot high, just chain link with privacy on it, like the privacy slots in the chain.
Oh, with chain link?
Well, I can do PVC either,
change to everything, one more time. All right, so now we will ask the public to come forward if they have concerns.
I just have a quick question, if you don't mind.
Sure, come on down, state your
Okay.
name and your address,
Yeah,
please.
My name is Andy McKeon, and
Could you spell McKean?
McKeon, and I own two properties that abut and adjoin Mr. O'Hara's property. And looking through the plans, I don't see any elevation pictures of the sides of the building. So is it gonna be all CMUs going all the way up? Are there any windows? It shows the front, elevation and the rear elevation. But I just had a question as to what the side of the building that faces the north, which, is gonna be shown to my location. I just wanted to know what that was gonna be.
Okay, thank you. I will have Mr. O'Hara address that.
And no, there are no windows to either side of it, because we're building pretty much on the property line. So windows are at the front and the back of the building. Originally, we were building on the property line, but then the planning board wanted us to step 2 foot in because of erosion, so there was never gonna be windows on either side.
Okay,
But the veneer will be the same.
Veneer will be the same, the veneer will be these blocks on both elevations, two sides.
So the facing, the decoration, the color just wraps around
Wraps around,
all
yeah.
4 sides?
Yeah.
Okay.
The front is brick,
no,
front is
the
brick.
front is brick.
No, but meaning there is something, but you don't just have the sides
No, just not window.
yeah.
Yeah, just not windows, so right on the property line.
Mr. McCann, did you hear what this gentleman said?
I really can't hear much of anything, to be honest with
I
you.
know, so why did you go to the back? Why don't you come forward and you asked a question he was trying to answer, but he has to answer the board's.
Okay,
He answered the board and I can translate for you. Can you
Okay.
hear me? Yeah, okay.
I can hear you, yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
so on the two sides, they will be the same as the back, but there will be no windows on the two sides.
Understood, that's what I wanted to know, because it's not in the print.
Right,
There's no rendering of the sides of the building, just the front and back.
okay.
Okay, do you have any other concerns or
I
questions?
do, but I don't think it's for the board to answer. I had some questions about drainage.
Oh, this is not the right board for
Yeah, I know,
that.
so
Yeah.
that'll go back to planning, and I'll bring
Okay.
it up then.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And just give me the address of those two properties you own.
Good question. 42 Ridge Street is
Ridge?
one, yeah, is one building, and the other one is, 36. No, that's wrong. Because it's on the same side as,
35 it says here, is your line.
is it 35? Yeah, let me just see. Yeah, it's gotta be an odd number, 35.
35 William or 35 Rich?
35 South William Street. It's right next door. It's on the same side as where the building is gonna be.
Okay.
But the property that Mr. O'Hara owns adjoins two pieces of property that I own.
Understood.
I just wanted to make sure what I'm looking at. I wanted just to see what it was gonna look like, that's all.
So 42, so 42 Ridge and,
42 Ridge and 35 South William Street.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public with a comment or question? Okay, once again, the public portion is closed, and we will review for the motion what is happening here tonight. So the roof shingles at 39 South William Street will be onyx, black, or teak. The siding will be brick in the front, and it will be mesa buff around the other three sides. The windows will be Anderson 200 series in white. There is no stone or rock used in a walkway. The landscape drawing is attached to this large plan here, which we will leave with you, which includes 2 skip laurels and 3 boxwoods near the front door. At the rear of the building, there will be boxwoods around the air conditioning unit to dampen the sound. The fence at the back of the property will be 5 to 6 feet high in PVC along the entire back. Did I miss any?
White PVC?
Yes.
Have we got it all?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve with the conditions?
I'll make it.
And a second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
They are approved. Thank you. Can you pass this down, please? The landscape drawing. So where is the south end Orangetown area? That's it. Okay. You guys are kind of familiar. Okay. Please state your name and your, part of the project.
Peter Levesque, line the architect.
Donald Brennan, the attorney.
Peter Romisher, Deputy Chief of the South Orange.
Can you repeat that, please?
Peter Romisher, R-O-I-M-I-S-H-E-R. My title is Deputy Chief of the South Orangetown Ambulance Corps.
So please tell us about your project.
Okay, this project has been around for quite a while. It started before the virus hit our community. Was then put on hold based on the fact that we had the COVID situation. We then came back and we went to the planning board for approval initially. The planning board wanted us to restudy the way that they put one section was a little too large. We went back and we made it smaller. We went to the zoning board and that the variances were required. We're now here to get your approval so that we can do it. Now, here is the architect, so maybe you'd like to explain the project.
Would you like to start with the landscaping or the building? Building, okay. So essentially, the architecture is just repeating the architecture of the building that's there now. You should have all gotten these. These are renderings that show from, this one in particular shows from independent, looking at the existing building and the addition down here. And then this one is a sort of a front on, so the addition is from here, this way. The dormers were put in to give it scale on the roof to match the existing. All the colors are going to match the existing. I was able to go there and look at the colors on the existing building to determine which one it is on this chart. It is the country beige, this one,
Country beige is the siding.
yes.
That's what the original is.
Oh, it's a whole large sheet.
Yes, there you go.
The roof, the existing roofing is Nantucket Warning, which is this color, it's got green in it,
Yes.
this one. windows, Anderson white. Garage doors are white. The exposed foundation has a cement arch coat on it, the cement color. There is one light on the building we're adding, which I'll discuss when we talk about the site plan,
Okay.
with the landscaping. But it's an LED wall-mounted light that shines into the new parking area. That's black. The other two lights that are listed here are on poles, and they're in the parking lot.
Okay.
That's it for the building.
Board have any questions about the building?
That's pretty good, blowing up that big.
It does look pretty good.
I'm used to this size.
That was a nice surprise at the back of the packet.
You know, people, that's what I suggest you do.
Please. You have an extra copy, I'll take it.
Mine.
Okay.
So is the house, I'm a little confused, so is the house next door getting knocked down?
Yes.
That's where you're coming up with all the land? I wasn't sure how it was
Yeah,
getting.
it was acquired a few years ago just for the expansion.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions?
The parking lot for you,
Yes.
Will there be lighting in the park in March?
Yes.
Yes.
There's two pole lights.
Okay, two pole lights here,
And the rendering, I
No.
haven't looked at.
or is that tree trunk? I'm sorry, that's tree trunk.
I'll show you on the landscaping plan where they're located, and I also have a preliminary layout that shows that we're keeping all of the lighting on the parking lot, not spilling over the parking lot.
Okay. All right, are we ready to discuss the landscape?
Yeah. Building is what it is, I mean, it's part of the kind of fits, like way toward the left.
run over it.
Right, so they run over this stuff, but they should have to paint that, I mean, this one. Anyway,
So if you look at the site plan, there's not, maybe 4 feet.
yeah, no, it's narrow, I can see the building.
Okay, can we talk about the rest of the landscaping then?
Well, yes. So this is one of the site plans, and I wanted to highlight on this one. Trees that are there that are going to remain, all highlighted. And also note that we're replacing the fence on this line and this line with a white vinyl fence. And there is a section of the fence that's opposite the emergency generator that's going to have, which is here, which is going to have sound attenuation built into the fence. It's a special fence.
Excellent.
So however often that generator goes off, it'll be attenuated with that fence. We have no room to plant anything in that location. Planting plan though shows that we are putting some Norway spruce back there, which is here, you can see right here. And then we're also buffering the perimeter of the parking lot with green giants. And then on the back edge of the property, we're putting in the spruce again. Low-level planting is going to be at the front of the parking lot. These are hollies and rhododendrons and grasses that are gonna be put in here. And likewise, next to this retaining wall, we're gonna have more grasses. So we're trying to soften that, and the rest of this is lawn. So, taking great pains to keep it in the neighborhood spectrum, even though we're dealing with a parking lot. So to screen headlights, these green giants will screen any headlights that are coming to this neighbor. And these green giants will screen any headlights that, as you pull in to this neighbor. Any questions on that?
No, it looks very nice, very thoughtful.
Let's talk about
Yeah, we'll need a copy of that, the landscape signs.
It's in the site plan drawing.
L101.
If you need it, I have it, pick up it, it's right in the site.
Oh, 101, we got it.
Yeah.
So lights, we have two 10-foot pole lights that are located here. And they're illuminating the parking lot in this direction. And the wall-mounted light is on the building here, illuminating this area of the parking lot. So we have pedestrian coverage with the light fixtures, but we're not spilling over the property line.
How many are wall mounted?
2, 10 feet, and 1 wall mounted. They're all LED lights. They're also, they're on sheet L601.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
And a wall light that is mounted as flat.
Yes. That looks like it. It's downward shining light. Any questions?
What about here? This corner?
We're looking at the building, the lower right-hand side.
Maybe just to put something there.
That is. That rendering was done before they used this.
Okay.
So we have these 2 planting areas, which has the rhododendron and hollies and grasses screening from the street. So that's where that is. It's actually actually back here. So he brought that out to the paving and the property owner.
You can put something bigger, like trees.
No, we can't block the sight lines going out. See, everything on the side.
What about this, what about this part right here?
That's all existing.
That's all, I see that one on my phone.
Should have.
Yeah, okay.
That's all existing. I wanted to note that we're removing 2 trees for the parking lot. All the other existing trees are remaining.
Any other comments or questions from the board? All right, I will ask the public, if anyone from the public wishes to speak on 70 Independence Avenue.
Hi, my name's TJ Munkin, spelled M-U-N-C-A-N. I'm at 7 Amy Court. I'm the house at the top of the hill, facing, well, I don't see the ambulance corps now, but once they expand out to 6 beds, you're gonna definitely see it from out of there. I wanna know, is the existing lighting that's in the front of the building right now gonna stay that way? Is it gonna be replaced? And that's my first question. Because the existing lighting, the way it is right now, they're, for lack of a better word, they're directional, but they're directional in 180 degrees, and they're extremely bright, so they're pretty much spotlights on all the neighbors, which is an issue, and it would be an issue if they expand and they keep the same design. My other question is, if there's anything that can be done to mask out the parking lot, instead of having like some low-level shrubs and bushes, if there could be some taller evergreens or anything, just so that you can't see it's a parking lot from everybody's house that's surrounding there. Those are my questions for now.
Thank you. They have suggested green giants, yes?
We have them on the south side of the parking lot.
Would you
We
like to
can't put
address-
anything taller than 30 inches at the entrance to the parking lot because of the sight lines of vehicles coming out of the parking lot. So there's no way we're ever gonna be able to screen it from a house that's up here and the parking lot's down here.
But you do have quite a bit of distance from the street on that lawn area to be able to plant some taller evergreens there. And the people coming out of the parking lot still have 10, 15 feet of clear sight line to see oncoming traffic or anything else. Any ambulances would have the same thing.
Would you please address that concern for
Sure.
us?
This is the area he's talking about, and that's not our property.
Who's his?
Most of the town.
This is the property line, this big fat black line.
No, it is your property. It's the piece that the cars come out of. You got 2 planting areas, you got 2 lawn areas right over here.
Why don't you see that right here, it's here. That's exactly what you're talking
Your parking lot's coming out here. This is your property and this is your property. And you have quite a bit of space going back here to be able to put evergreens or something back here in order to mask the fact that you got a parking lot back there.
So here, first of all, is that the town's land or does that
This is the
belong to
property line.
So that's, I guess, I'm talking.
That's in the street right away.
That belongs to the town.
This line and this line are on the street right away.
Independence is a very, very wide
I
street.
understand, but I just wanted to know, I'm guessing your question is the parcel piece question, does it belong to you or belong, not you, does it belong to the ambulance corps or does it belong to the town? The piece that TJ is asking.
Town.
Okay, so then that's not admissible.
But there's actually a part that does belong to you. This part right here, you got a wedge over here that belongs to you.
Okay, so if we can just address that matter, we really can't have a back and forth between the public and the board and the applicant, so you did speak your comments. If you have any further comments or questions, you're certainly able to do that, but we can't have the back and forth. So, once
Well,
you're finished,
I'm
then-
sorry that you can't have it back and forth, but
Right, well, you're given 3 minutes to speak, so you can speak for your remaining time, you have another.
can I use his time too? Please?
I wanna speak,
I'm sorry.
So,
All right, so,
if you have any other comments or questions,
I'm sorry that
you're
it's
more
only
than
3
welcome
minutes,
to-
but this is a huge monstrosity. It's getting built in a residential
I
neighborhood.
understand, and you certainly can address the board and the applicant, but there just can't be a back and forth, that you have
Why
3
not?
minutes to speak.
Why not?
Because that's the process.
That's the process. It's a process that's affecting an
I
entire
understand,
neighborhood.
sir, you have time to speak, you can
Okay,
continue
so
speaking.
what's the answer to that? And you put evergreens on that little strip there. That's still yours.
That is correct.
And you can
Just
just,
answer.
cannot be done. Is there anyone else from the public who would like to speak?
What about the lighting? Can you address the lighting, please? Whether existing lighting is gonna be the same and what the new lighting on the building will be like.
Please address the lighting.
We are only adding that one light on the side of the building.
It's gonna be the same style as it is
So
now.
therefore, the lighting that exists now is staying exactly as it is.
Yes.
Now, if the neighbors feel that it's so very bright, is it possible that the wattage of the lights could be lowered and it would still be safe for your purposes?
We can look into that. I think the answer may be yes.
Like a night sky.
So the light that we're putting on.
You guys wanna see what they look like right now? There it goes. Sorry.
So the lights in the
The
front.
light that we're putting on the building now has a cutoff, so it can shine directly down. If that's a light fixture that we can put on the front of the building, still direct the light where the dryers need the light to enter and exit the building, then yes.
Okay, so we can make that an option for approval.
That's a really old standard. The ones on the side we don't want.
These two lights will disappear because the new structure's coming in, for instance.
Yes, that's correct.
These will stay, but we could do something about making them come further down instead of and maybe over here as well, that's very nice.
Yes.
Say yes or no.
Okay. We keep, well,
Keep that, yeah, let's keep that.
I have one more question for you, Jay. Is that a recent photo? This is a yes or no?
That's from last night.
Okay, thank you.
You know, it's interesting, I have the building in the corner, and I put in LED lights that everybody told me to do, and they're much brighter than the regular lights. Yeah, LED lights that are,
Not all the
they're not, what
There's
they're
also the
called.
color temperature.
Yeah.
You know, like, sorry, if you go with like a 2700 degree Kelvin, more like an amber glow, or even 2500.
Well, I kept it in that area because that area is vacant and people parking lot, and I don't wanna see it in front of rockets, that's why I do it that way. They usually have people on duty here, so we'll take a look at it, see what we can do.
Just like, you know, those amber lights are much less harsh
Yeah.
to look at. That might,
Those are actually high pressure sodium, and we'll give you this thing.
okay, so they, yeah, it's high pressure sodium. That's what they use like on the highway,
I'm talking about the color light that he's talking about.
the color temperature. Do you know what color temperature you'll go with? Is there?
you have a site plan for us to look at?
You need,
18,000 is the lumen light. I don't see a temperature.
That's right, 18,000 for lumens. So yeah, 60 watt is like 800 lumens.
Can I just clarify that what I'm, you know, the directionality of the lighting is the issue, not the, you know, I understand what you're saying about the color temperature, and that would be good also.
Yeah.
But it's the directionality of the light, that it comes out in a 180 plane all the way around, and there's no directionality to it, to just illuminate the area that it needs.
Is there any reason just the function of the light that the drivers need it or it's
Right.
necessary? I've never driven an ambulance, so I don't know, you know, what your,
For safety, just when the drivers are backing in,
right,
the spotlights come on the ambulance backing in, but when our, driving our personal vehicles onto the property, that's part of the lighting that exists now to get into the parking lot.
Okay, so this is what I was just gonna say as we were asking here another question, right? So, and I mentioned that about the shrubbery or some kind of greenery in addition to, because you need visual, okay? But if the ambulance, if the building itself, no one's driving in or out, like we have timers for things. So if there's a case, right, of whatever you might call it, an instance, where we now need, the building's gonna be utilized and ambulances are coming in and out, can we have a timer where your lights may go on, but do they need to be that bright at all times?
For our motion detector.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I have in my own driveway,
So,
for the deer and the cows.
like to make a recommendation that,
We'll look at it.
right, they'd be a little bit more sensitive to the timing of, like, I don't wanna block your view coming in and out, and I understand why that it wouldn't be that way, getting railed, or whatever, I understand, because it's gotta be quick and you gotta be able to see it. But those lights are very bright, do they need to be like that 24/7?
This was the first time we've heard this complaint,
Okay.
and we will gladly take it under consideration,
Okay, well, that's what we're here for, right?
and
okay.
we'd be happy to consider it.
Okay.
And we appreciate his comments.
you know, because even the other applicant earlier who Googled the light fixture, you know, it's just sort of like a gooseneck with the shade, so it wouldn't be sort of directionally out to the street, but it might provide the same.
Well, we can put
light.
in a similar picture to the one we put on the end of the building that has a cutoff on it.
Right, so it's just not going
So it's
straight out or
Yeah.
up the
Right, so
hill.
if you're above the light, you see the light reflecting on
Just
the
on-
ground, and
right.
that's all.
Right,
You don't have it shining in your face.
But we also want to understand that's major.
right.
Any one of us could need an ambulance at any moment, so.
Right.
Okay, so you do have planting area on your property that could screen this parking. You got it. I mean, you've got like 5 feet of band here that could be arborvitae's, that could, 6 foot, that could screen, you wouldn't see the cars. You also had room here, I think, this lot could have been pushed back a little bit to make that even a little bigger. Could have. But you have room to, on your property to plant.
But we have to be able to pull out of that parking lot.
Yeah, but you've got plenty of room to the parking lot, you've got, I think it's, I believe it's a 15-foot angle on streets at corners, but you gotta have a clear sight, I think it's a triangle, is 15 foot, as I remember. So, you could, I mean, why would you be against screening this parking lot if you could?
We're not, no, absolutely not.
I don't know.
We hired, Joseph was an excellent landscape architect, and she has the contract to do it, and those were the recommendations that she came through with.
What we may be asking you now is saying here is to maybe move it so that there's enough space.
We will look at it, if it's not a violation of
But it's
a traffic law or anything like that, we will take a look at it. We will,
I'm
absolutely.
not asking you to violate.
Well, but could not the parking lot be slid back some, you have a lot of property back there, I'm not saying push it back, you couldn't put it back 5 feet?
We were gonna run into retaining walls.
Because of
We
the
go back.
grade, because of the grade?
Yes. And we'll take down a whole bunch of trees.
Well, I'm assuming the trees are behind the fence. That you put it.
They are,
So the trees are behind the fence, and you've got 12 feet to the fence, which could buy you 5 feet for the parking lot if you move back without losing any parking spaces.
I think we're better off trying to put some higher plantings there
Okay,
and trying to move that parking lot.
okay. Okay,
We've got drainage issues and all kinds of other things that are,
Okay, but you were kind of against being able to plant anything high there.
yes, we'll look into what we can do in terms of height and changing the plantings out.
I think we're looking, yeah, I think softening it
suggestion.
and softening
Okay.
and screening, I mean. That will also help the whole facility in terms of softening up it as you come up the road.
Any other questions from the public?
My name is Teppy Iharada,
Could you spell that?
Teppei, last name Iharada.
Iharada. Okay.
7 Amy Court. So I'm the homeowner of 7 Amy Court. My house is the one on the corner of Amy Court and Independence. My house is the one that is directly across the street from the ambulance corps, basically directly across from the garage bay. So when they expand, they're really going to be expanding right directly in front of my house. You know, as a registered nurse, I understand the importance of having a efficient emergency service, but also as a nurse, I also understand the detrimental impact of what it could do to a quiet residential zone such as this one. Independence Avenue is a residential zone. You have one doctor's office on one end, you have a temple on the other. Everything in between is nothing but residential homes. You know, I just want to give you guys some examples of other ambulance corps around this area. So Pearl River Ambulance Corps, which is located off of 304, is a 2-bay ambulance corps. Across the street is a commuter parking and a business building. Nanuet Ambulance Corps is a 3-bay building off of Middletown Road and is surrounded by business buildings and a cemetery. New City Ambulance Corps is a 4-bay building off of Congress Road, surrounded by only a school and business building, and the list goes on. As you can see, there's no ambulance corps around this area where the surrounding buildings are nothing but residential homes except for the South Orangetown Ambulance Corps. And on top of that, there's no such thing as a 6-bay emergency service building. So in essence, with this proposal, the first 6-bay building is going to be built on the only ambulance corps that is surrounded by only residential homes. A massive emergency building such as this one being proposed does not aesthetically fit and belong in a quiet residential area such as this one. Currently with the layout, you know, with the size of the ambulance corps today, it fits in well. I mean, it's still a big building, but when you drive past it, you can't tell that it's this massive emergency service. It just fits aesthetically well right now. I'm asking the town, the board, and the ambulance corps to reconsider this expansion, and please consider the layout and the tranquility of the neighborhood. Thank you.
Well, as a lifelong resident of Rockland County, who grew up in New City, I am quite familiar with the ambulance there. And that is the exact spot where it was when New City was this big, and it's just expanded out. And it just so happens there were no houses there. This ambulance corps has been on a residential street since 1965, so they can't obviously acquire new land.
Sure they could.
Have you looked at land?
Yeah,
No, my
I
husband
have.
works for Habitat for Humanity, they can't buy anything.
I agree, and I'm not disagreeing completely with your statement. It's just a 6-bay ambulance corps, and you have to realize, again, there's nothing but residential. 360 degrees around this ambulance corps is homes, and a lot of us have small children. He just said that this, you know, the resident across the street has been living there from 65. That's not true. I purchased this home in
Well, my
2016.
final comment is that
So-
we cannot address this concern at this board. We are about the appearance
Right, and
of
again,
the
it does
building,
not
not its
appear well.
location.
But no, I understand that, but, and I guess my argument here is that it's not a community appearance. You know, when all the houses around are around 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, and you're gonna put a 6-bay emergency building, again, which I can't find anywhere around here, in New Jersey and in New York, well, at least Rockland and Bourbon County, and you're gonna put it in an area where it's only surrounded by residential homes, it just doesn't fit.
What did you say your name was?
Teppy, Iharada?
Ted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me just clarify this. The building itself, the 6 bays, they've already been approved by boards finished prior to this board. No.
Right.
So whether we agree with it to be there or not, this isn't the avenue. What this avenue is to look at the 6-bay building and try to make it as aesthetically pleasing as we possibly can. We can't change the fact that it's 6 to a 4, to a 3, that's already been done. What we have is a 6-bay, we're trying to help you to, at this board advisory board, to, make it more aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so whether it's trees or lighting, those are the things.
And
But
can-
the approval or disapproval of it, we can't help, that already happened, okay?
Can I suggest something then?
Sure.
So, I mean, I have had talks to the city just because I did concern my, given my concern about the size of this building. And in the zoning board, they specifically stated that there is no extra trucks that's coming. Those 4 bays are gonna be used for storage only. So if that is the case, then why can't they cover those bays so that nothing basically comes out from there?
I don't know about that, Teddy. I have no idea.
Well, it's just like what we're asking with the parking lot. Can't they place things in front of it so that we don't see it?
Well, that's what we're suggesting, right? That's what that's.
But not just the parking lot, we're asking if we can cover some of the bay also. I mean, we don't wanna see a 6-bay ambulance corps. As a neighbor, we just don't wanna see it.
Gentlemen, can you come up with?
This argument was made to the planning board, this argument was made to the zoning board. Planning board said 6 bays is acceptable, the zoning board said 6 bays is
Don, I
acceptable.
understand that. I already told that to the gentleman in the audience, right? That 6 bays already been done.
Right.
But what we're trying to do is make it more aesthetically pleasing.
Which is why we're here listening, we are listening, and we will take a look if we can put those trees in that we're talking about. We are gonna look if we can do some downlighting and do the best we can.
Well, Teddy just had a suggestion about the bays. Is there anything that we can do?
If,
Your
may
turn.
I?
Yes.
We spoke to 4 different neighbors whose properties are affected by this prior to this board and throughout a lot of this process. One neighbor to the west, perfectly fine with what we're doing, changing the fence. The neighbor to the south on Thomas Circle, perfectly fine with us adding the white vinyl fence going across and down and across the back of the parking lot. The neighbor to the east of the parking lot, we had a conversation with her. She told us what she wanted. We raised the size of the green giant trees, and they wanted the plantings on the side of the parking lot, which we agreed to. We also spoke to Tepe, who was looking for us to, which we denied. He was looking for us to plant 2 rows of 10 green giant trees on his property, but we did assist him in what he asked about removing a tree that was that was on the town property that was damaging the sidewalk. So anytime any of the neighbors have any issues, all they gotta do is knock on the door and come to us. We're always amenable. We are happy to address this lighting, you know, and hopefully we will match the lighting that we're adding from the lighting designer on the side of the building to the front. We're here to listen and we're here to help. The gentlemen have said we will do what we can to add, or we'll speak to the landscape architect about what we could add to the front of the parking lot. Adding anything to the bays, no matter what we do, it's still gonna be 6 bays coming out.
No, we knew that. We got that. We got the 6 days. But, and so I personally appreciate what you're just saying, but it took all this time for you to speak up because, so we couldn't.
He's
He's a quiet one? Yeah, okay. Well,
And I'm quiet tonight, did you know that?
I don't know.
I don't have my mask on.
That was what I was gonna say, but I kept it to myself. Okay. Look, I think we're just
Is
trying
there,
to.
anyone else from the public who wishes to speak on this matter of the ambulance, South Orangetown ambulance corps?
I just have one more question, Sean.
Yes.
Of all the properties that you just mentioned, right, are they facing the ambulance or are they the ones on the same side as the ambulance? Or-
East side, west side, rear.
So they're in front
Tepe's
of
is
it.
the only, Tepe and the 7 Amy Quarter are in
Right,
front,
they're in front,
yes.
right, so see, their concerns are a little different, you just mentioned you appeased everybody all around, and so that's why they're not here. The people who are here are the people who don't feel that they've been addressed, or, and maybe there's nothing we can do, but it turns out there's
It
something that
sounds
we
like the
can do.
lighting we will address,
Okay.
and the trees in the parking lot we will address with the light, is that the name?
The landscape architect.
And we appreciate their comments.
Thank you.
Oh.
Ron Shapiro, Lieber Road, Lawville. I attended the previous board meetings, planning and zoning and so forth, and just as a point of record, I don't recall hearing at any time that the 6 bays are only being used for storage. My understanding is they're being used for vehicles, and there will be vehicles coming out of the 6 bays. Just wanted to clarify.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
Ron, can you just repeat your address is what?
100 Lieber Road, Lawville.
Lever?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, the public portion is closed. And now we need to summarize what is going to go forward in a motion. So, the additional, features tonight that we're addressing besides the plan as presented and the application is the lighting in the front of the building. And there is an option to put new lights on the existing building to be directed down and perhaps a lower wattage to keep the parking lot lit and to keep everyone coming and going safe. Also, looking into a motion detector light so that when the building is not in use, there will be no issues from the lighting. Another option will be to change the plantings after consultation with a landscape architect, to add some tall green giants without blocking the view necessary for the ambulance leaving the bay, but perhaps adding more screening for the neighbors.
Yeah, there will be a green giant, there's not room on that, it's gonna have to be.
So there
it's gonna
are
have to be
arborvitae.
arborvitae in there, or, posts.
Okay. So,
We get maybe 6, 7, 8 feet of screening.
we'll just say, address the use of arborvitae.
Yeah, arborvitae or other evergreen screening such as hedges that will work, that provide solid vegetative screening, within the area available to screen the parking lot from the road.
Do I have a motion to approve with the options as presented?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Thank you, Sharon. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Pass this down.
Yes, it's fine. Do you want those numbers?
Thank you.
You got anything? Oh, Geraldine, used to retire.
Good night, everyone.
Right past kids' plans. Please state your name and your relationship to the project.
Good evening, my name is Kevin Miranda. I am the project manager for this project at Colliers Engineering and Design. The principal for this project, or the architect, is Justin A. Mihalik. He is
Would you spell that?
Justin A. Mihalik, M-I-H-L-I-K.
Thank you.
And he is the architect, and he could not be here, he's traveling for work. But I'm here to represent as the project manager.
Can you say your name again? I'm sorry.
Kevin Miranda. Kevin Miranda, M-I-R-A-N-D-A.
And the architect who's not able to be here?
Justin Mahalik. His name is in the drawings. Yes.
So tell us about your project, please.
Okay, this project also has been around for a while. Property had obtained use variance for the school, and based on the fact that there was a school there, they were going to build a new school for the one that closing down. It's a daycare, not, it's a daycare center, I'm sorry. Yeah. The Quinn family who owned it sold it to a new owner that's here right now. In fact, one of the owners is in the back. And, what they contracted with, Whitehead to build the school that was originally gonna be built. We went back several times because there were certain conditions which we had to meet. One of the conditions is they wanted no entrance or exit on Lewis Avenue. We had to work that out where there will be no entrance or exit on Lewis Avenue, only a fence for the fire department, if they needed it. We also had to go back several times because the basic structure changed. Originally it was gonna be a two-story, 12,000 square foot building. We got it down to one story now, and it's 10,000 square feet. So we primarily have it, we've gone back to the planning board, it's been reaffirmed, we went to the zoning board, it's been reaffirmed. So we're now here to go over the design so that we can build it.
We're gonna go over the design.
Pardon me?
Is that what you said, that we're
We're
gonna
gonna
go over?
go over the proposed design, yeah. So you have the drawings in front of you, which are drawings.
So, can we just back up a little bit? So it says on the, plot plan that there's a potential, new border, or is the property being subdivided?
Ultimately, when the, school is finished, there's a possibility that they will just subdivide the school as it is and leave the apartments that are there right now. In other words, there are apartments in the building right now where the school was. There are apartments there, I think they have 4 apartments there, something like that. So there is a principle where this will be for the school and then the apartments may stay. But then
So
we
is
have,
that a
well, we have to come back to the
subdivision, or
planning.
is it just,
Pardon me?
is it a subdivision, or it's now becoming a multi-use?
Right now, it's one owner, the owner. The owner leased it out to this company, they don't own it.
Oh, it's being leased out.
Yes, that's correct. It's a lease.
What is this, like a franchise? This is a franchise?
Yes, they are franchise.
Did all their buildings look like this?
So currently, this is the northeastern design. They're slowly opening up centers in Arizona, so they have the southwestern one. But this one is the first one that we built ground up, with this northeastern-like style. And so if I can share.
What makes this northeastern style, please?
So I'll share. So per the design, basically this approach is constructed with the Arizona design, but adapted to the northeastern with the colors for this area, which we use coral stucco body, which is the 33120 coral stucco color, which is shown on the next page, P03. With the dark gray, still color 16279, and the white 01008 marble white accent. We chose a cultured stone for the water table that contained those darker tones, which is the country ledge stone Hudson Bay. The presence of the aluminum metal coping and aluminum metal canopies above the doors and windows, as well as a storefront glass and aluminum mullions, further emphasize a modern approach to the this design. Throughout the elevations, the coral stucco color is used with massing to break up the facade horizontally through increased height character grass. And we also showed a black wrought iron fencing for the playground in the rendering, which is on E04. My name's Kevin.
Kevin, so I don't think that, I know Shelley asked the question, I'm not sure that you leave in that description that way, is answering what is the northeast involved? What, that's, you're just reading us a description of,
The truth is seen.
right. We just wanna know, when you are designing a building, what makes you think this belongs here? What makes you think this is our look?
Yeah.
What about this makes it our look? Where have you seen this before?
So this design is taken from an Arizona prototype that we just then massaged the colors to make it look somewhat similar to the colors that are around this area in, I guess, in Pearl River.
Well,
In
I
other
don't know
words-
anything
in
else
other
that
words,
I've
they're
seen
saying-
salmon in
they're
this
saying-
area.
They're saying the structure's the same, but the colors in Arizona would be different from these colors.
Yeah, we don't do salmon here.
The color of the brick, in a sense, we were trying to match it as close as possible, but of course it can be matched to.
This is the cradle of the revolution. We're usually not this contemporary, certainly not salmon. And this looks more like a building as a factory.
Yeah,
It's not a
It's
daycare.
industrial, it's not a play center.
As a mom, I wouldn't be bringing my kids here.
So
I wouldn't even wanna walk through the door, if I were to be honest.
Yeah, I guess I feel the same way. I just feel like it doesn't have that welcoming, bright,
Friendly.
when you're going, it's not playful. So I did go on the website for the company, and I did go and check out different centers and what they look like. It does seem very obvious that a lot of centers have been taken over probably and just used in existing buildings. But this is an opportunity to start growing your brand and having it work. So the only center that I found in the area that I thought might give some insight here was the daycare center in Oxford. I don't know if you're,
we weren't the architects for that, but.
oh, you weren't, okay. I mean, so for me, sorry, it's just on my phone, but it's still got that modern new vibe, but it's bright, to me, it's a little bit more welcoming, it's a place where I might wanna bring my
Inviting for
kids.
children.
I'm not that loud.
It's more like a jail
It does, it's depressing.
yard.
Yeah. Okay. In Connecticut, yeah.
I'm not gonna get involved in that.
But I agree, this
This
is,
is not.
it's just kind of depressing to me, I don't know, it seems
Yeah.
too dark, it's.
Well, even just not in the colors, right, I kind of think like the design, the lines on it are harsh. Like,
Yeah.
Pearl River is
Yeah.
not our most contemporary, it's one of our older towns. Yeah, yeah, and
I mean, it is a
softer
contemporary
lines,
building, but
softer lines, more mellow colors, full brightness for the children. This looks like an office building.
And contextual, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the coral that you mentioned in the northeast is maybe just because we have a lot of brick buildings that you probably don't have in Arizona, but maybe then do it in a brick would be more consistent with the surrounding area.
Right, we couldn't find any, regulations as to what materials are allowed or needed to be followed through it, so we can definitely go back and revisit the design again and bring
Why
back
don't you
more.
go back and visit Pearl River?
Yeah, of course we can do that, yes.
I mean, even out front of this building is a big piece of granite, like we have all over here, with some playful little duckies, and, I mean, that's gonna appeal to kids.
Something that looks like a house is where you wanna bring the children, not something that looks like an office building.
Right, the contemporary feel is what we've been kind of going with, but obviously
Well,
we have
we
to
have
know.
contemporary homes, but this looks like an industrial contemporary, like complex or business park, like a
Yes,
Yeah.
a business
Court
park.
needs to be right.
Yeah, I mean, and there are parts of the town that are more office complexy, but in this area, which is maybe transitional between office, some office buildings, some houses, brick gas station, and just to fit in that specific stretch of road,
Yeah.
something consistent with what's there.
Fieldstone and shale and those kinds of rocks, not coral, brick.
Well, just to really throw a monkey wrench in all of this, on Western Highway in Bloville, the Bloville Playhouse, right? Totally different, but it would fit into the scheme of what's in Fall River, which again was the same thing we were dealing with, if you heard the gentleman before you, right? In a residential area and then an ambulance course smack in the middle, and they feel it doesn't fit. Well, the ambulance course been there for, has been there for an eternity, and we can't do very much about it, right? But this is something new.
Yeah, but we can.
And so if you look at what's around it, don't make it so commercial, make it look friendly like the rest of the area, and do better next time.
Yeah, we can definitely, the tones can definitely change the color for sure to make it match what would be in
Not just the color,
and materials and that stuff.
the style,
That's, okay. Solid.
put that in capitals.
Yes.
It's not a 7-Eleven.
Don't give them any ideas,
Well, down the street away is a 7-Eleven, that's the reason I'm saying it.
but we're not taking the case to 7-Eleven.
No, we will have the opportunity to look at it. I don't get involved in it, I stay away from that. My daughter's an architect, and I'm not getting involved.
It's got enough problems.
It would also be nice to know a little bit more about the play area. It's 5,000 square feet. The play area is gonna be right in front of the homes that are, behind it. So yeah, it
They-
would be
they
nice
will-
to see.
They won't see because of elevation.
And what
Yeah,
about,
you already see all the land and all the trees that come down. I mean, they're already taking so many trees.
Yeah,
I mean, that's gonna be my
You just have to wait until.
I know, that would be my question.
Thank you.
and also, I guess, sound attenuation for the
For the fence, for the playground.
And
playground.
it's a very
No.
open fence.
That black fence, is that gonna go all around the property?
Around the playground.
Just around the playground?
Yeah.
Most
So-
daycares have like
PVC.
PVC,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
sort of picket fence look,
Yeah.
something
Maybe.
happy. This looks like a yard for the jailhouse.
How high would this fence be, 6 feet?
We would make it 6 feet, yeah,
Or whatever it is.
Lighting and cameras?
that's correct, yeah. The playground will have cameras, inside the school, the daycare as
This is
well.
just a little too cold.
Oh, no, the building itself.
You know, I know,
It's,
you know,
but
it's too cold.
today, everything that's going on, it's really safe,
For sure.
Yeah.
people work with it.
All right, so I guess we'll go for continuation and
We'll revisit
see if we
the
can come up with a better policy scheme.
inside.
So I
And
did have,
style, yes.
I did have some
On
feedback
taking
on the
notes.
landscape
And
plan.
style, you said colors and.
Whatever you want.
So I do have some feedback on the landscape plan. I just feel like there's so many, specimen trees that are being taken down. When I looked at the list and all the barren trees that are being taken down, and then the only things that are being put up are the, green giants and the arborvitaes. I know that those are two, plants that we use a lot in a lot of the landscaping to provide privacy. But it would be nice if, a few other specimen trees, cherries, something special could be put back, just because the amount that's being lost in this field is quite significant.
Maybe some flowering
Yeah,
trees, for
cherry
spring,
trees.
like dogwood,
Right.
Japanese cherry.
Cherry, anything
That
with color.
require a lot of
Some character.
maintenance, but they enhance the building and make it nice for children.
Agreed.
Okay, we'll call for continuation. And we'll come back. So we want to hear from comments maybe or somebody?
Yes. Before we conclude, is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on this daycare center?
So my name is Agatha
130 East Carroll Street, which is right below where the school will be. And it goes to my question originally of the mitigation of, the deforestation that's happening is gonna be quite intense, and it's gonna affect us as well, because they're already cutting a lot of the trees down, and we're getting a lot of the deer and a lot of the foxes and all kinds of animals that live there. So we're just hoping and urging that you can consider, cutting down as few trees, if we can lessen the number of trees that you're gonna be cutting down in the peripheral area, to just, if there's any way of doing that. It's nice putting the cherry trees and the dogwood trees, but also just leave some of the mature trees that are there. Cause we also see a lot of the buildings now, and we didn't see them before, so. It's really sad, cause it's so many of these beautiful, giant, mature trees that we have around us, and they're being cut down. So, if you could keep that in mind, if there's any way we can work around that. I don't know, cause my son was saying there's like, how many trees, that was my question, how many trees are being cut, do we know?
All the way to the property line, all the way back to the property. Well, there's a 50
Cause it's like a wooded area, it's like a beautiful wooded patch of,
I don't wanna make me like cringe, but they're probably going to end up.
yeah,
It's the way things are done, and we don't want to put it all over.
A couple of trees being left, one.
it would be nice if there was a way to keep some of that for the children, I mean, the children
Well,
love
that's what
our
we're saying,
trees.
put up something on the end with boxes and
What's coming down.
Yeah,
It's gonna be cut right down.
the green giants, but real trees.
Yeah, right, that's what I'm saying, so it's not like that. Okay.
So basically, that's my fear, that, we're too much deforestation going on around us, so, that's it, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, we know.
Any other comments
You
from
wanna-
the public regarding this project?
You wanna say anything? Okay. I mean, I'm bored as a landscape man, so I said, do you wanna say anything?
Okay, so the public portion is closed, and the applicant has asked for a continuation, and will present a new plan to the building.
Was it noted on the record by the applicant?
His lawyer stated that?
Okay.
Yes, I think we should hold on to the plans until the continuation, so we have a before and after reveal.
Thank
So,
you.
you're welcome. Continuation is granted, and we will see you again.
Thank you again, everyone.